Hello, my name is Morris Henderson, and I'm with Mortgage Resolution Advisors. Now, today's topic, we're going to be talking about avoiding foreclosure. Now, before I even get started, I wanted to take this time to introduce my business partner, a man that has just as much passion and drive for helping people as much as I do. His creativity, the way he thinks about helping people in real estate is remarkable. I couldn't have asked for a better partner, and I'm truly honored. This is Mark Guerra. So, Mark, today, our topic is about avoiding foreclosure. Now, I know that you shared with me what happened in 2008 relating to foreclosure, but I wanted you to share that with the audience today. So, could you tell them a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
2008 was tough on me, on our family, on everybody. Actually, there was a lot of people. Everybody was affected. It was scary. I never had gone through anything like that. I thought I did everything right. I had my savings. Not a lot of money, but we had stuff. Prepared for if anything happens and things like that. But no one could have imagined what was going to happen in 2008. And sometimes things are going to happen beyond your control, right? Beyond all our control.
Yeah.
So what happened, unfortunately, is we owned a new home construction company, and
Okay.
we were building homes and things like that, and that was our main source of income. And all of a sudden, the bank stopped lending. Now, we had already borrowed the money to build the homes and already had built like 20 homes. They were already built and sold. We had pre-approval letters on them, so it was done. We did our part. We finished the homes, and when it was time for us to get paid, the lender that lent the money on to all these pre-approvals for these people, that company went under. So they actually declared bankruptcy. You called the number, it was disconnected. So no one knew what was going to happen, and we had to keep paying our construction loan payments on all those homes. So it was very scary because it affected not just the homes and the business, but it rolls down, right, and affected us, our family, the ability to pay our payment on our house,
Yeah.
the ability to pay our cars, food, things like that. It just started to affect everything. So it was very scary. 2008 was not a good time for a lot of people.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, one of the scariest things is, dealing with foreclosures. I mean, foreclosures definitely last on your record for 10 years. I mean, it's the most stressful, embarrassing, and ever long lasting consequences. And so, and I wanted to share some of those consequences today. One being an eviction from your home. Another being a mortgage company that actually will file a judgment against you so you can get your wages garnished. And you can forget about your credit. It's going to be damaged. I mean, that's just one of the scary aspects about your credit. And then if you're trying to look for another home or even an apartment, it's going to be very difficult for you to do that. And then if you're trying to establish credit, it's going to be very difficult, especially when you're trying to apply for credit cards. I mean, so Mark, did you end up losing your home or any of those homes that you had?
Yeah. Like I was saying, it was tough. I tried to do everything. I used the savings and made as many payments as I could, not only on our home, but we were using the company money, our money,
Wow.
to try to keep all those other homes, because you don't want to lose all the work you did. It took like a year to build those houses and the inventory, and then to lose it all. But after a while, the money was gone. The company money was gone. Our money was gone. I couldn't make the payments on our home, and yeah, we ended up losing not just our home, but all the other houses, the money that was in the homes, and all that. So it was really bad. I didn't know. I had never gone through anything like that. And if you're going through stuff like this, we understand exactly what you're going through. I not only lost the house that was our home that we lived in for our family, but also all these other homes. They were lost. And Morris asked me, we were talking about this, before we shot the video, and I told him, he was asking about, how did the process go, the courts and all that. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. You get letters in the mail saying that you need to pay. If you don't pay, that they're going to evict you, and they're scaring you and telling you that the constable's going to come kick you out of the house. So I just left. I left the house. I never went to court. What am I going to go fight for? I don't have money. Don't have money for an attorney. Don't have money. Plus, it was my fault. It wasn't my fault. It's not your fault that you lost your job, or that something in the economy is causing you, not to be able to pay the home. But it's also not the bank's fault. So I just walked away from my house. But if I would have known what we know now, I could have avoided a lot of problems. The other houses, though, for the company, the bank actually let us give them back to them without putting all those judgments against us for 20 homes and
Wow.
things like that. So in some cases, and we'll talk about different ways that you can possibly avoid the foreclosure or
Yeah.
save your credit, because on those that would have been even worse. You know, I was losing my house and having problems with a bunch of stuff. My credit was getting messed up.
Yeah.
But you know, there are things you can do to make things a little bit better. It's still gonna be bad. You lose all these homes. You know, we
Right.
lost the equity. But
Right.
yeah, we just gave those homes back. We were able to sign those back to the bank. You know, but unfortunately, I had to walk away from my home, so I did lose. You know,
Quite a bit of
everything.
homes.
Everything, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, everything. So,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, how difficult was it for you to, look for another home or even try to get a lease for an apartment?
that was, you know, it was not just difficult, it's impossible, you know, to get another home.
Mm-hmm.
Even to lease, it was so difficult,
Mm-hmm.
being that, you know, we had some help from family and stuff, and we had, you know, a little bit of money, you know, here saved up when we knew we were gonna have to move.
Right.
But no one would leave, no one would sell, for sure. Nobody's gonna sell your house, you know. And you know, the leasing, when they see what's going on in your credit report, because they always pull your credit and stuff,
Right.
nobody would ever lease to us. No one. And we've never lived in an apartment. We had a house. So when you have 3 kids, a house, your wife, everything, and you need to move all that stuff out, you know, how are you gonna fit in an apartment? But we were, you know, thinking we were gonna have to be in an apartment because there's nothing you can do. But none of the apartments would take us, you know, because of the situation, our credit, how everything that had happened. Nobody wants to take somebody that's not paying their payments, you know. So finally, we found somebody that was willing to rent the home to us, but we had to prepay 6 months in advance, and we were paying way more than what the normal rent was. You know, it was probably like 1,700. This is a long time ago, right? 2008.
Yeah.
A month, and I think we were paying like 1950, and then they would up it every year a lot. Like one year they upped it like $300 to $400 in one year. I call an attorney. I thought that was illegal. I was like, how are they going to raise their rent $400 in 1 year? I think he did 300 one year, then 400. You know, we were paying 2,850 the last 2 years before we were able to. So we paid there for 6 years. You know, all this money I had calculated, it was more. We could have paid the whole house off already in those 6 years of paying. You know, just think about it, 2,800 times 12 months
Yeah.
times 6 years. So there is a better way, and I'm sure you're going to share that with them, Morris. But it was scary, and you know, I was glad that someone at least gave us a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But he was really ripping us off. You know what I'm saying? And he knew it, and he knew we didn't have another choice, and that's why I had to keep staying there, even though they kept raising the rent on us.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, very very difficult. You know, times for us and our family.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess one of the best things is that the things that you shared in your life, and then some of the things that is going on in today's economy. I'm just very happy that we were actually able to come up with a program that's going to help people in that same situation. You know, one of the best things that I am happy about is our home exchange program, where basically, if for some reason if they're in one home and then they're in another home, actually it is going to be quite affordable for them to live, and they won't have to worry about any type of mortgage or anything moving up, in their rents or anything like that. So I'm happy that we're actually going to be able to do something like that for many families out there as well. And I guess the other aspect of it is, this. How did it affect, your credit when you were trying to establish more credit cards? I mean, were you able to get more credit, with things getting a little bit better, anything
No.
like that? No?
You're not going to get any credit. And if you get even, I mean, just not even getting the foreclosure, your
Yeah.
credit's going to be messed
Absolutely.
up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have programs to help you with all that. But if you get the foreclosure, that's the problem. If you have a foreclosure in your name, like you said, forget it for
Yeah.
10 years, right?
Yeah.
And they say 7 years, you can recoup your credit and all that. But that's if you're taking the steps to fix it. But if you have a foreclosure, it's going to take at least 7 years. But like you said, even up to 10 years. Our credit was messed up for at least, I think it took us almost 6 to 7 years before we could get another home. And that's because we were taking the steps afterwards and getting advice. And I learned a lot about this over the years and through the situation I was going through. And that's why I'm so passionate about our program and what we're doing here, because we want to pay it forward. We want to show other people that there is a way. We want to help them to avoid the foreclosure, because avoiding the foreclosure is the most important step you could take. If you actually get the foreclosure on your record, there's little that we could do to help at that point. I mean, we'll still help you and do whatever we can, to help you. But I'm telling you, if you can avoid the foreclosure, which you can, by just giving us a call, we're going to show you the steps to do that. Then you can fix your credit, and it's not going to take 6 or 7 years. You can literally fix it in 24 months, you know, with the program and things that we have. And you talked a little bit about the home exchange program. That's something I'm super excited about.
Definitely.
That new home exchange program, because you could literally downsize from the house that potentially you're backed up on or you're losing, you know, because you can't afford that house, and you can take some of the equity of that house and put it down on a new home, or it don't have to be a brand new home, even though we do new homes, right?
Yeah.
But you could downsize to a smaller property that you can afford, and then you never have to go through the, you know, getting rejected, because your credit's going to be messed up if you're already at least behind, so you're not going to be able to get a property somewhere else. But we have affiliates and other companies where we can put you in a home, not an apartment. We can put you in an apartment, but we can also downsize you, put you in a different home, you know, where it's going to be in-house financing no matter what your credit is, or any of your situation, job. There's no job verification right now.
No
Credit
job.
verification.
Keep
no
it super simple.
Income verification. Pretty much, if you go through us, you're going to get qualified, right?
Absolutely.
Right for it. So that home exchange program is awesome, and we have so many other programs in our portfolio. But yeah, credit was totally messed up, and there's things I didn't even realize that you need credit for, because I was like, oh, credit. Okay, what do you need credit for, right? But renting a hotel. Oh my goodness, we were going on vacation and we were trying to get a hotel, and they wouldn't rent the hotel because we didn't have a credit card. And now this is like years later, okay? This is like 4 or 5 years later. We have, our businesses are back up and going again, and we have money in the account. I mean, we're not like millionaires, but we had plenty of money in the account, and we gave them a debit card, even a company card, and debit card though, and they would not take either one. Can you believe that? They wouldn't rent us out. We ended up at the end, I think we had to put like an $800 cash deposit.
Wow.
And pay for the room, and then they rent a room. And that was not all of them. I had to literally call around, finally got a hotel that would let us sell. That's how important credit is, guys. I know that you might think, well, I don't need it, but there's so many things involved, even in getting a job. And we'll do other videos and talk about different things. But you're having a foreclosure on your record, and problems like this even affect getting a job. Employment. Now employers are actually checking to see if you have foreclosure on your record, different things like that with different professions. So anyways, credit will be definitely over if you get a foreclosure on, you know, on your record.
Definitely. I mean, Mark, you know, thank you so much for sharing, you know, some of the things that has happened to you, you know, especially during that 2008 era. I mean, it's, you know, I really appreciate you sharing this with the audience. But I wanted to tell all of you that, you know, we are here, Mark and I are here to help. You know, if you are on the verge of that foreclosure, you know, we will, Mortgage Resolution Advisors will provide you with options. So, you know, we really hope that this video has been extremely helpful and encouraging, and we thank you.
Thank you, Morris. Thanks for having me on your show today, right? And
no problem.
So, hey guys, before we go, I know we're done with this video, but make sure and join us on Facebook, and we're also going to have a YouTube channel that we're coming out with. Yep. So we'll post this on our YouTube channel, and make sure you like the video, subscribe. It's going to help us to get this information to more and more people, so maybe we can help them. We do not charge anything at all for the consultation. You can give us a call. There's no money out of pocket. We can pretty much do the whole process without any money out of your pocket most of the time. So just make sure and share this with your friends, and join us on Facebook for videos that we're going to be putting on a weekly, bi-weekly
weekly
basis. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for everything, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.